What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Talking Blue. I'm Matthew Mooney. It's a solo video today. Luke is not was not able to make it, but I wanted to talk about some post draft additions. This is kind of a part two to the last video. Our last video came out like about 2 weeks ago, so go watch that. Link in the description down below. If you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram, but I hope you guys like the new intro. But anyways, let's get into the video. So I want to talk about earlier last week, the Giants were meeting with former Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier, and you know, I think that he could potentially be hired as like an assistant defensive coordinator with Martindale, and I feel like if we have him with Martindale controlling the defense, that's going to be a huge plus. Let me talk about some of the Bills stats from like when he was last there. Opponent points per game, 19.1, which is fourth best in the league. Opponent yards per game, 319.4, seventh in the league. Opponent points per play, 0.303, which is fourth in the league. Third down conversions were 37.61, sixth best in the league. Opponent fourth down conversions were 57.14%, which is 22nd in the league, which isn't great. And opponent red zone scoring was second best in the league, which was a whopping 45.6%. And they only allowed 2.1 touchdowns, which was per game, which was seventh best in the league. And I think he could really help the defense out. I mean, it's going to be good regardless if he's here or not, though. If he does come, I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, I also want to talk about Saquon Barkley. Um, he hasn't been at like a mandatory training camp because of an extension not being here, I think. And like I've heard him say, like if there's not a deal done by July 17th, which I believe the data switch is a month from the day this is being filmed, um, honest, he said he'll sit out. But honestly, like I think that's BS. I don't see him sitting out. I'll put a picture up of him right now practicing. He's wearing a Giants helmet now. I think he'll be back here, but we'll see what happens. I've seen this kind of stuff happen before in many different leagues, especially with the NFL. Like an example, this offseason, Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. Um, you never knew if he was going to be leaving Baltimore or staying in Baltimore, and then he ends up signing a 5-year extension. I forget how much money it was, but anyways, that happened. And then the other day, yesterday, I saw a mock trade that said that with the Giants and Buccaneers that we would trade for Mike Evans and a second round pick and send over Saquon Barkley. I would not do that, honestly. I think that would be a horrendous mistake for the Giants front office. I think Mike Evans is a good receiver. I would maybe consider trading for him this offseason if we don't get D Hop or anything. But honestly, I would not send over Barkley. Um, yeah, speaking of D Hop, it's been a few weeks since he's been cut. I'm kind of shocked there hasn't been any signing just yet. I mean, I also did read today he's not in a rush to sign with anyone, but we'll see what happens. I honestly won't be shocked wherever he goes. Next, I want to talk about Vikings edge Daniil Hunter. There have been a lot of teams rumored to get him, and one of them happened to be the Giants. And the Giants edge, it's good. We have Thibodeau and Aziz, which is like the only two guys we have, and Jihad Ward, who isn't great though, but it needs depth. I feel like if we had Daniil Hunter, that would be huge for our defense. And if we do trade for him, a potential mock trade I came up with was that we'd send over a 2024 fourth round pick and a 2024 conditional sixth round pick. I read other mock trades, and these had they had similar deals to like what I had. I know the mock trade I made for Buda Baker had a fourth round pick in it, which is conditional, but like this is just another hypothetical trade. I don't necessarily think either is going to happen, but we'll see. I'm excited to see what happens the rest of this offseason. It's been really dry lately. Next, we have I still have a decent amount to talk about. I want to talk about another big thing that happened this offseason, which was recently. Vikings cut running back Dalvin Cook, which honestly I think is kind of a shock. I don't really know why they cut him, but I'm pretty sure it's because like they couldn't like come up with an extension. And I guess he's just a free agent now. I don't know where he's going. If the Giants, like God forbid they lose Saquon Barkley, I hope he'd be someone I'd want them to sign to replace him. But I'm not thinking about that yet. If I think he's gonna go anywhere I were to pick him to go, I would say either Buffalo, Miami, or Chicago are like the three likely teams, and possibly also Denver. Also, I want to talk about another edge who's a free agent and not someone we trade for, Yannick Ngakoue from the Indianapolis Colts. He's probably like the best free agent edge still available, and I read a report the other day that he wants like a $6 to $8 million contract, and well per year, oh like somewhere around there. I don't know if that's exactly what it was, but I remember hearing that. I think he'd be good to add to the edge. I mean, like if that's all he's asking for, then I think Joe Shane should like throw him a contract, like an offer, and then hopefully we get him. And but we'll see. We do need another edge though. I was saying James Houston. Another guy I'm thinking is maybe Melvin Ingram, who I think would be decent. I don't think he would never start, but like I think he would get like probably like 30% of the snaps, which isn't a great amount, but like I could potentially see him getting a decent amount of snaps if like either Thibodeau or Aziz gets injured. But we'll see what happens if we do sign him. And in case Saquon's gone, we need to talk about adding another running back. There aren't too many options in free agency, like other than Dalvin Cook. I know I just named him, but we're not getting him. Maybe Kareem Hunt would be like our best option, but I have no idea, honestly. We also have Eric Gray, who I think is going to be our second running back. He's been playing better than Matt Breida in like the workouts, from what I've heard, but we'll see though. And lastly, I want to talk about Giants cut candidates. Um, we haven't really cut anyone this offseason, but um, here are the four most likely guys the Giants would be able to cut. Are gonna cut if like they do cut anyone. I saw this a video earlier. So go watch it. Link is in the description down below. But like these are the four likely candidates. Giants corner Darnay Holmes. Like he's our only slot corner we have. It'll save $2.7 million. It's kind of a plus and a minus if we do it. But we'll see though. I kind of want him to stay because he's our only slot corner we have. And I mean like we do have decent corners on our team. I just don't think cutting him would be the greatest idea. But like, I mean, we'll save $2.7 million, so we could use that money towards someone new. Next, Shane Lemieux. He had a very good rookie season. Um, and then he was like okay in 2021-22, but like he hasn't played a single game this regular season due to injuries. Um, I just don't see him being that good again. But who knows, honestly. I don't think he'll be very good next year if he plays. Next, I want to talk about Gary Brightwell. I don't like assuming if Saquon stays. I just don't see how he possibly gets like much playing time at all, other than like unless like he's the kick returnment. um, he'll get a couple snaps, but like he won't really like be a guy you're gonna hear constantly on your TV watching the game, or if you're at the game somewhere, or you're at the game. You're not gonna hear his name much at all this season. And lastly, I want to talk about the last guy we cut, safety Terrell Burgess. He like never played once this season, and honestly, I feel like he's kind of a waste of a roster spot. So, I don't really see what the point is in having him unless like it's for depth. And also, like if the best way for us to increase our cap space is if we extend Saquon Barkley, Leonard Williams, Andrew Thomas, and Adoree Jackson. I know Leonard Williams really wants to be here. Like he doesn't want to move around the league, but the Giants haven't really shown any interest in extending him or Adoree Jackson. Andrew Thomas, I think, is going to get a bit the money back. Don't have him, and Saquon's going to get an extension. So that was it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Happy Father's Day. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're on. Like, follow us everywhere. And we'll see you guys later. Go Giants.